Hi there. Can you learn Arabic in 1 month? Or to be precise, 24 days are left now in my little challenge. To fill you in, another language learning enthusiast and I were having dinner, and I've forgotten how, but somehow the idea of a competition between the two of us for how much of a language we could learn in 1 month, that came up. He floated the idea of Russian. Michael, you cheat. I immediately rejected Russian because he studied it before, so yes, not doing that. But we settled on a language that neither of us have studied before or even studied a related language, and that was Arabic. Arabic makes sense because we both live in a city in Australia called Wollongong, where there is a reasonable Arabic-speaking population, and it would be difficult to have any innate knowledge of Arabic as opposed to a language very close to English, for example, French. Then comes the question, which Arabic? To which I stupidly, having not done my research, said MSA, that is Modern Standard Arabic. It seemed logical. Very dumb move because in such a short time period, I would have a methodology that I would more or less stick to in order to actually try and sound like I knew what I was talking about after only 1 month. That method does not exist for Modern Standard Arabic, it only exists for Egyptian Arabic. So I've just shot myself in the foot there. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do now. I'm off to a terrible start. It's been almost 7 whole days and I know very little Arabic. I've just had way too much to do, which is actually completely against the message of this video. We'll get back to that later. And that is on top of not having the language resources that I would normally use, especially in such a short time. So in the last week, I've managed about an hour's study time, which is about 10 less than I was hoping for. But the reason I'm doing this video is, one, to tell you that Michael, my friend, the other guy, will be appearing in a video at the end of the competition. We might even try to line up a native Arabic speaker to judge us basically and tell us who won, so expect that in about a month. But reason number 2 is to discuss just how realistic is it to learn anything reasonable of a language in 1 month. Because this is something I feel that a lot of people get wrong in language learning. They think, without consciously thinking it, they think you need at least 2 years to learn a language, and in a way that's true, you need 2 years to learn a language really, really well. But then they think any progress, therefore, made in 3 weeks will be basically immeasurable, because they think out of 2 years, 3 weeks is nothing. And that's actually a really dangerous way to think, because if 3 weeks is nothing, if any progress in that time is immeasurable, then it doesn't make any sense to do anything right now. It doesn't make any sense to sacrifice things like, waking up early or whatever you need to do. So you just put it off. Next week. And before you know it, those 2 years have gone, because 2 years is just week after week. It's 104 weeks. That's all 2 years is. So if I was trying to learn Arabic for this challenge in 2 years, would I care that the last week, my bad week, has been pretty much wasted? No, of course not. But now I see it as having wasted 7 days out of 31, so I only have 24 left. And my friend has a jump on me, sure, but ask yourself, would it be reasonable to do 2 hours a day for a month? I think it is. Despite my terrible start, I think most people have 2 hours to burn out of every day. And in total, for a month, that's 62 hours. I guarantee you that you can learn something useful of a language in 62 hours. Even a hard language like Arabic or Japanese, that's a really long time. If this was French or Swedish that we were talking about, and in my opinion those are the 2 easiest languages for English speakers, that would get you well and truly into conversational territory. Well and truly. Like, that wouldn't be a bad conversation. That would be quite an in-depth conversation. So you might think it's bold of me to sit here and talk about how much of a language I can learn in the coming 3 weeks when that is yet to happen, and especially given the last week. But I just wanted to use this to highlight the flaw in the thinking of a lot of people. And that is, language learning is a long haul, therefore today doesn't matter. Today does matter. Today is 1 day of another 365 days that make up this year. And in that time, you can learn a lot of a language, if not to fluency, whatever you want to call fluency, you can learn a very large amount of a language. So I'm filming it with 3 weeks to go, but by the time you're watching this, there's probably only 2 weeks left before we're supposed to check in with each other and see how much the other one has learned. So stay tuned for that. As you can see, this channel is very, very small, but I always try to make the best content I can. I try to make language learning tangible and simple, and it really helps me with my motivation when you subscribe. Thank you to all the people who have done that already. I'll see you guys in around 2 weeks, hopefully speaking Arabic.